Hey everybody and welcome back. This is episode number 9 of our Dark Souls 2 Revisited playthrough. I'm Fox with Foxeo Plays, and I'm giving the game another chance, another look, going a little easier on it and giving it kind of a fresh perspective evaluation. Okay, so I've changed back again. I'm now no longer downsampling from 2560 by 1440, just because I had to run it not only in full screen mode, I couldn't do the borderless window, which I like, but also it gave me a few issues with recording. It would occasionally produce some little technical hiccups. In a game like this, where the texture resolutions are so low as is, it didn't really make that big of a difference. Now, certainly if I play by myself without recording, I'm probably going to keep doing the downsampling, running in a higher resolution and then downsampling it to my monitor's 1080p, because it does make it look slightly better. But I don't even think you guys would notice the improvement, given that the game is compressed upon the initial recording, then compressed upon rendering from my video editor, and then compressed upon the upload to YouTube. So I don't really think it'd make a big difference in terms of the quality that you guys see on your end when you finally view it on YouTube. The only other thing I could do is I could actually upload the original 2560 by 1440 video, which would be 1440p, so you guys would actually see it in 1440p if you're able to. Now, the reason I don't bother with that is, number one, it require a lot more processing power from me, and you know, it would take a lot longer to put it together, to edit it and all that. And there are very, 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 very few people that would actually be able to watch it in 1440p. Last I checked the statistics on YouTube, a very small percentage of people were even bothering to watch in 1080p, 1920 by 1080. A significantly small number of people actually watch YouTube videos on a device capable of full 1080p. And that's interesting, because I certainly watch at 1080p, and I thought a lot more people did. Apparently, people are watching from tablets and phones that are sub 1080p, and even if your tablet or phone allows a resolution of 1080p, you're probably not downloading at that resolution. At least not live streaming, or streaming video to your device, not live streaming video to your device at that high resolution. Not only do most people not even bother to view it at that, but they apparently wouldn't even have an internet connection capable of doing that at any reasonable speed. So, long story short, there's almost no point in even uploading 1080p. Well, there is a point, because there are plenty of people that can view it, but there's virtually no point in doing 1440p, because so few people can take advantage of it. And it's a significantly larger file. It takes significantly longer to render it out and edit it, work with filters and all that, and then it takes up a lot more space, and it takes much longer to upload, so ultimately, yeah, just not worth it. But anyway, we're reevaluating Dark... Oh, shoot, I hate when I do that. Alright. In the future, I should see if I can pull them separately geez, jump kick. Oh, shoot. By shooting one with an arrow. Oh, that backwards jump. That's one of like the most annoying things in the game, in my opinion. They have a lot of bosses do the jump back. They have like unlimited poise during a couple of their attacks, which is known as what do they call that? Hyper armor. Yeah, that's so cheap. That doesn't even look like a kick. It looks like he just jumps up in the air. Wow. Alright, let's try this again here. At least that guy's reach on his no, I actually hit the roll button for that one, so that one was a failure of the game there. Yeah, the game is a little slow to respond when you hit buttons. It's just a little laggy, the interface. Bloodborne had a very, very slight lag, not nearly as bad as the input lag in Dark Souls 2, but because Bloodborne is so much faster paced, you felt the lag in that game more, the button lag. In this game, you really feel the button lag, even though the game is slower paced. So it can be pretty bad. It can be pretty unresponsive at times, which is frustrating, but as long as you know it and have already gotten a bit accustomed to it, then you could probably just, you know, power through it. Just try to adjust, try to get used to it, and basically deal with it. Now the one catch is you don't really want to go back to... Actually, did I use my Sublime Bone Dust yet? I think I did, right? I don't even know where it would be in here. Maybe in like a special items section? Yeah, probably in here, right? Or in regular items. Let me make sure I've used the Sublime Bone Dust. I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. Okay. Yeah, these red Phantom NPCs, many of them are incredibly unreasonable. They're just... They're designed from start to finish to be absurd. You know, they can... Their movement speeds, their stamina, their endless stamina, their ability to get you no matter what, their ridiculous agility, their ability to change directions in midair, their recovery from attacks being virtually instant, their combo attacks that can kill you that can take you from full health to dead in no time flat. Their poise being, in many cases, being virtually unlimited, so that you can't just poise break them endlessly, or much at all. Oh, I actually got a parry. Dangerous with a greatsword. And then many of them can actually get up from the ground so quickly. This guy didn't, but they can get up from the ground simultaneously at the exact moment they attack. And if you look at the animation, they actually don't even go through a full getting up animation like players do. They actually just instantly pop up from the ground, and then the attack occurs. The attack animation replaces the getting up from the ground animation. Just really unfair. Really unfair. Let's go back and use the souls we have, because that guy won't respawn. At least I'm pretty sure he won't respawn. And that'll allow us to use these souls that we have. Plus, when we come back to the boss, we'll have more of our Estus, since we will not have wasted the Estus on this Red Phantom fight. And it'll allow me to jump down on this little thingy right here to see what this is all about. I see what this is all about. Did I make it? Oh, come now. That's so cheap. Lame. Alright, well, whatever. Don't know if I needed to chug twice, but I did. I thought there was an enemy down here. Maybe not. So as long as I got the Sublime Bone Dust in here, that's the most important thing. In each area, what I want to make sure I get, absolutely make sure I get, is the Sublime Bone Dusts and Estus Flash Shards, if nothing else. Also, preferably, I'll get the upgrade materials, particularly those that I need. Now, you know, if there's something like a Pale Stone or Dark Stone, or, you know, those things aren't so important because I don't need them. I'm not really planning on using them. I'm gonna probably get poisoned down here. Can this guy see me? He's acting like he can't see me. Yeah, when the poison takes effect seems to be really sporadic. Like sometimes, like they're showering you with poison like they were right there, and it doesn't budge, the poison meter. Sometimes after you get out of the poison shower, it continues to go up radically like you're in the middle of it. It just seems odd. Like it's probably more of those hitbox issues that the game suffers from. What does this say? Try illusion back. Yeah, they have primarily two different kinds of chests in the game. They have oh, Ricard's right here. They have those brown wooden chests, which you can accidentally destroy by hitting them, or intentionally destroy, in which it turns the stuff to rubbish. Or they also have the metal chests like that one, which protect the item inside. You cannot destroy it, accidentally or intentionally, so you don't have to worry about turning the item to rubbish. Large soul of a nameless soldier. How come he doesn't have a name? Did his mom not give him a name? Did his dad insist he not have a name? Everyone has a name. Alright. Let me out. There we go. Where does this go? Hello? Aha! I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that secret door can only be opened from one side, which I'm pretty sure that's a new thing in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls, any illusory wall could be opened from either side. Although most illusory walls had to be open from one side. You couldn't get to them from the other side. Yeah, see? That guy saw me. What a punk. Oh, shoot. The lock-on changed. Yeah, the lock-on in this game is usually, I mean, in terms of who it sticks to, it's usually okay. It's just that the lock-on doesn't focus your character in the right direction all the time. But every now and then, like, you'll just be fighting along and all of a sudden, like, my lock-on will just switch targets suddenly for no apparent reason. One thing that kind of, one of my pet peeves is when people say, for no reason. You know, you hear people say that all the time, like, this happened for no reason, or that police officer, he stopped me for no reason. I'm like, it wasn't for no reason, it was for no apparent reason. What it means is that the reason wasn't apparent to you. And then they'll say something funny, like, that police officer, he stopped me for no reason. Then afterwards, it'll be like, he just stopped me because I'm XYZ race, or he just stopped me because, well, wait a minute, you just said he stopped you for no reason, but now you're given a reason for he stopped you. So anyway, for no reason is just like a little phrase that people use. It's heavily inaccurate. I try to be more accurate with my language when possible, so I'm saying for no apparent reason. Just a little side note, has nothing to do with video games or Dark Souls. Let's see, insufficient. I don't know why I clicked attunement. I'm never going to use anything attunement related. Today's drink of choice is some Japanese green tea. It's actual full-on Japanese green tea. It's in the big, what's called the pet bottle, large pet bottle. Pet bottle has nothing to do with like animal pets. It's a phrase in Japan. It's a term for a specific type of plastic bottle that's easily recyclable. I should show you guys a picture of one sometime. I think I've shown the small pet bottles live on stream before of green tea. Help me level, but before we do that, let's go see if we can upgrade our armor at all. And I may actually go buy the cat ring so that I don't have to worry about it later. By the way, I recommend that. Like, when you find yourself with a lot of souls and you have no pressing need to level or upgrade, and you're just sort of like, well, I got some extra souls, I can buy some extra levels for stuff. Actually, what I recommend is you buy items that you would consider necessary for your playthrough. So in that case, in this case, it would be the cat ring, or whatever it's called. I really need some upgrade materials. And he doesn't want to sell them to me because he's cheap like that. Longsword, broadsword, falchion, S-stock, rapier, battle axe, mace, and spear. We do have the claymore. I bought it from Vengarl, although I don't anticipate actually switching to it. Only because upgrade materials are a hassle in this game. I liked how the Titanite shards could be purchased in Dark Souls early on. That allowed you to, like, for example, let's say you got your weapon up to +5 and you're like, you know what, I really don't like this weapon. You could change. You could change relatively easily. Just farm up some souls, buy Titanite, and level a different weapon to +5. That made it, in my opinion, more fair. It made it more balanced because you didn't get screwed over. Whereas in this game, you get screwed over. Like, if you're like, oops, I upgraded the wrong weapon. I don't like this weapon. Well, now you're screwed because you're not going to have access to upgrade materials for a long time, or the only upgrade materials you could possibly get for that weapon require that you farm these difficult enemies that have a rare drop rate, and oh, guess what? Those enemies stop respawning after a while. Yay. Anyway, just a lot of bad decisions they made in this game, making it a serious pain in the butt to nearly impossible to upgrade multiple weapons. Even just a second weapon. And I mean, come on, in a game where the durability is such an issue, where weapons can break before you even make it from one bonfire to the next, you're really going to make it that hard just to upgrade a second weapon? I mean, at least give us enough upgrade materials so we can have a secondary weapon on us in case something happens to our first. I mean, after all, you gave us 3 weapon slots in each hand. Why would you give us 3 weapon slots and then make it nearly impossible to upgrade a second weapon? You guys see what I'm talking about? Although I know in this case I used a lot of those upgrade materials on the armor sets. So I mean, realistically you could probably work a second weapon up through the Titanite realm. But even large Titanite starts to get difficult. Let's see. Let's see how many levels we need and then take it from there. I kind of want to start bumping up adaptability to get to 105. Nah, we'll hold off on that for now. That'll give us 3, that'll give us 2, so obviously that's the better choice. And then we're going to grab another level, because there's no reason to have 6,400 souls on us and go into a boss fight. We just need to get to 8964. That'll get us to 8464. And one more. Oh, no, not quite. 89. Oh, so close. Well, whatever. We'll waste another one. I could go trade this small, smooth, and silky stone, but yeah. Somebody asked me, and I do want to respond to it. They were like, hey, why not play Scholar of the First Sin? You know, it's the most up-to-date version of the game, and it's got some different things in it, and you know, it's modified. Isn't it kind of the better version? You know, that's what you would think, right? I mean, it's like Scholar of the First Sin. It's the latest and the greatest. Well, I've talked about it a little bit before. That gives us 2, and that gives us 2. Let's start doing the dex, because we're also going to get benefit from dex on the bow. My main reason for not doing that, as I've described before, is I actually believe that Scholar of the First Sin is objectively the worst of the two. Okay, good. And the reason I say objectively is because I believe these games are best, they are at their best when it's one-on-one. The whole mechanic of locking on, blocking, rolling, all this stuff works best. It feels its most natural when it's you versus one target. That's why the singular boss fights in this game can be some of the best, why people love a fight like you versus Artorias and fights like that. It works for you versus 2 targets as long as you can separate the targets, as long as the targets have different movement speeds, such as Ornstein and Smo. That's a perfect example. The Ruined Sentinels are an example of how not to do a multi-enemy boss. They have the exact same movesets and the same speed, so it can be very difficult to nearly impossible at times to actually reliably separate them. Notice I said reliably separate them. Gotcha. I don't know why, I just remember these guys being so much more difficult, but again, I think it's I've just adjusted to the timings in the game. But again, I want to stress that just because you can get used to something doesn't mean that it's good. This is not a perfect analogy, but there are people in the world that get used to chronic pain. They get used to, it's easy to get used, not easy, sorry. You can get used to a lot of really bad things in life. That doesn't make them good. You know, you can get used to driving around a crappy car. It's still a crappy car. You can get used to having chronic pain in your life. You can get used to being poor, but none of these are good. So you can get used to the controls, the movement speed, the rolling in Dark Souls 2, but that doesn't make it good. And I think people got confused about that. They're like, oh, you just need to adapt. You can adapt to it and you'll get used to it. That's true, but that doesn't make it good. There's a big difference between those two. I still think the roll timings, the agility, iframe thing, the input speed, I still think the basic floatiness of the control, all that stuff, I still think it's just bad. Interesting that he didn't move for a while and then just suddenly moved. Shoot! Oh wow, he just stood there. Let me backstab him. Works for me. I still think they're just bad overall. And when I say bad, what I mean is bad in comparison to other Souls games. I don't think they're absolutely terrible by themselves. I just don't think they're very good. I mean, granted, is it better than, like, say, Lords of the Fallen? Yeah, it's probably better than Lords of the Fallen, but then again, that's not exactly the best game to use as a comparison. But it is notable that it's not like one of the worst examples. It's not like one of the great offenders. It's just not good. Like, when you look in the distance, I mean, look at that. Sorry, but that looks like crap. It does. I mean, that just looks like crap. Like, look at that. The textures in this game are just awful, especially when you zoom in like this and you see them in the distance with the darkness. I mean, it just becomes a blur of just a pixelated mess of browns and grays. It's really just gross looking. It just looks terrible. Is this a mandatory Yeah, and look, they move at a reduced frame rate in the distance. I believe it's 15 frames per second. They cut the frame rate down to eliminate processing, the processing efforts is required. But again, that is completely unnecessary on the PC version. Even with relatively, moderate to even slightly weaker hardware, you can run this game just fine. You'll be running this game at a consistent 60 on a GTX 660. And that's several generations old. We're in the GTX 900s now. Granted, there was no 800 series, but I mean, we're well beyond the 660. That's an old card by today's standards. There are many things that NVIDIA's doing that card no longer supports. And you could still run this game at a constant 60 frames per second. I have no doubt that if this game weren't locked to 60 FPS, I would be running at a non-stop 144 frames per second. Because my monitor is 144 hertz. I have no question this will run at a consistent 144 hertz, regardless of what's going on the screen. Maybe it would drop just a tiny bit if it were like the 6-player multiplayer with phantoms in the game during the most intensive scenes, maybe, but probably not even then. Definitely not. Well, definitely not with my GTX 980 Ti. I forgot. I've upgraded to 980 Ti. Part of the reason I did so much overtime, but the rest is going into my retirement account and my wife's retirement account. Guys, plan for retirement now or plan to be a Walmart greeter later. Can somebody put a summon sign down for me, please? Anybody? Nobody? Come on. Why y'all gotta be like that? Not be leaving summon signs for me? Alright, whatever. We'll do it solo. I don't know why, but I had this mistaken notion in my head that this was going to be the chariot boss fight. Oh, it is the chariot boss fight. Never mind. Where's the skeleton fight? I was thinking maybe this was going to be the skeleton fight. Hide! You can actually roll through those things, which is kind of a pain in the butt. It's not easy to do. Oh, these guys resurrect. Okay, I forgot about that. Haha. Oh, I didn't kill him? What the heck? Come on now. Cheap. Oh yeah, I forgot about these dudes. Like in the catacombs. Or not the catacombs, the catacombs. Like in the catacombs. This boss is so much easier once you know how he works. I love the way the skeleton looks at me and just draws his sword out, so menacing. He's like, let's do this. I'm like, no, don't hurt me. I'm gonna block you guys until you get wasted. Boom! Oh, you didn't get hit. Where's your warlock, buddy? Where's he hiding? Where is he hiding, actually? Did I miss him? I must have missed him or something. Ha! Alright. Oh, shoot. Hit it. Go. Go. Oh, I didn't get it in time. That sucks. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to pick that up. I hit the wrong button. I swear I did. I need to go find where this other dude is. Where's the other warlock dude? Or whatever he's called. Isn't there another one in here? Am I blind here, guys? Do I have no idea what I'm doing? Okay. Whoops, I meant to two-hand that. Oh shoot, I forgot he even did that move. I'm forgetting what this guy does. Let's get away from those skeletons. Oh shoot, that's a... yeah. How far does that go? Oh, not all the way. Uh-oh. Gotta watch my stamina here. And the jump back. The inevitable jump back that nearly all the bosses do. Whew. was close. Ah! Oh, come on now. That was a total hitbox failure right there. I saw where I was, and I saw where he was attacking, and they were not near each other. At least not near enough to count as a hit. And that's the end of the Executioner's Chariot. That wasn't too tough. I couldn't... Let me run back through here. I swear I must have missed one of those necromancers or warlocks or whatever they're called, because I was pretty sure you could kill all the skeletons. Or maybe you have to kill the skeleton after you kill that one warlock? You have to manually kill them yourself? No, see, he didn't die. Okay, what is the deal here? Did my game glitch out and the other warlock just didn't appear for some reason? Seriously, like, what's going on? And are these guys supposed to still be here even after I killed the boss? There he is, okay. I feel like they should actually kill the skeletons immediately after you kill that necromancer. Yeah, those arrows, they come at you with such speed, and not only do they come at you with a ton of speed, but they curve towards you, which we talked about before, which is ridiculous. I love that it makes almost no noise. There we go, okay. And I guess there's a way to make him fall off the ledge, but I don't know if I've ever actually done it. I do enjoy the fact that they give you multiple options for some bosses. This is a gimmick boss done right, in my opinion. I don't think it's a perfect boss by all means. It wouldn't be my example of the best boss design in the world. Green tea, cold, guys, with nothing in it. Don't put that sugar in it. Don't put substitute sugar in it. That's gross. You never sweeten green tea. But anyway, but it's done right, in my opinion, because when you go in there, you have, I believe, 2 options for how to tackle that boss, how to get the boss off that chariot. It starts out with basically what is a gimmick. You got to get him off the chariot. You can't fight him on the chariot. But it's not entirely a gimmick. It's not just a straight up gimmick from start to finish like the Bed of Chaos is, or, you know, the Dragon God and Demon Souls. It's an actual enjoyable fight that you can perform like a normal boss fight after you get past the gimmick element of it. So if you're going to do a gimmick fight, you know, like I said before, start out with the gimmick. Once the player finishes the gimmick portion, then have a regular boss fight encounter. That is my opinion on how to do it right. Stand up, lady. Seek lest. Okay. Seek lest, got it. I don't know why I always check that. I don't have any, and I know that. Alright. Problem with this adaptability. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to try to get up to 105 agility. I know it's going to take quite a few more levels, and we're not going to enjoy any additional damage bonuses from it. But we'll start pumping some souls into it right now. Try to get up there to 105 agility. Because until I hit 105... excuse me. Until I hit 105 agility, all the points I put into adaptability right now are essentially being like basically wasted. Every point between 99 and 105 does nothing really for me. So it's just like you're pushing up to that threshold. Oh, and we're only at 30. Yeah, we're not going to make it to 105 right now. We're getting closer, though. We're getting closer. But all those points at this point, we're just like basically doing nothing for me until I get there. Double check here. I never keep track of what I'm actually picking up in the game. I just tend to pick stuff up and don't actually keep track of what it is. Yeah, I need Titanite chunks, which we're not getting any of, and we're not getting any Titanite or large Titanite. So you see what I'm talking about. Look how much of the game we've been playing through with no access to Titanite or large Titanite or Titanite chunks. No natural access. Like, we're not intentionally seeking it out, we're just playing through. And we haven't encountered any. It's just like it's so dry at this point. There's this long dry spell when it comes to upgrade materials. So that is a big issue of balance. Let's go to the skeleton dudes now. I gotta remember how to get there. I actually thought that that's where we were headed. That's where I meant to head, because we really didn't need to defeat the chariot boss. He's an optional boss. We are in online mode, so it is possible to get invaded. This was actually a really popular invasion spot, and I think it maintained its popularity over time because people were kind of used to it from the network test. Speaking of network test, if you're watching this at the same time that it's being uploaded, or at least the same, relatively close to it, then they just did the Dark Souls 3 network test. In fact, I think it was done today, the day I'm recording this, so that'll let you know when I'm actually recording this. And of course, I don't upload these, or at least you don't see these the day that they're recorded. I record them in advance, and I try to get ahead of the schedule, because the last thing I want, if you're recording and uploading at the same time, or essentially on the same days, that means if for any reason you miss a day, like you get busy, then like you don't, then a video doesn't get released. See how you've attacked in the opposite direction? That is nothing short of just mind-blowingly frustrating. I mean, nothing will aggravate you more than a lock-on that doesn't lock on properly. It defeats the purpose of the lock-on. The purpose of the lock-on is to direct your attacks and movement based on what you're locked on, not to, you know, have you attack in the opposite direction of your lock-on. You know, some people have argued, well, you know, Fox, if you're rolling away from a target and you attack right away, you're going to attack in the direction you're rolling. Yeah, well, you're talking from the position of realism, and in most cases, realism is never the goal. Like, Dark Souls 2 was never made with the goal of being realistic. That was not the goal. How do I get over there? Actually, I'm starting to get confused now. Oh, right there. Okay. Hidden in plain sight. Yeah, realism is not the goal. Oh, no, this isn't it. Is it? Realism is not the goal. Realism is not the goal. Realism is not the goal. That was actually one of the primary failures in the logic and argumentation used by Anita Sarkeesian, which most of you probably know her as a significant anti-gamer, a social justice warrior who comes into the gaming sphere with the agenda of trying to change it for her own political biases and her own ideology, and then pretending to be a gamer, which we know she's not. She's admitted that on camera before, and now she's gotten caught in her lie. But she did the same thing. She had that argument of trying to argue against, you know, female characters in games having attractive or skimpy armor, saying it's not armor, it's not realistic, it wouldn't actually protect her. And that's true, it is not realistic, it wouldn't protect her, but that was never the point. Where do I go? Why am I so confused in this area? I get confused in this area nearly every time I play through it. No matter how many times I play through it, I still get lost and confused as to where to go to get to certain areas. That's going back, okay. Well, let me just explore around and we'll eventually find it. The pathway to the 3 skeleton lords, whatever they're called. Oh, no you don't, you... Oh, really? Oh, nice. More accurate hitbox on that tree than I thought it would have. Yeah, she used the same logic. And that's, you know, what people like her pretend not to understand. I think she knows this, but she acts intentionally ignorant. Like, people intentionally play coy or play stupid just to try to emphasize a point or try to get a point across, and they pretend that they're not acting stupid intentionally, but they are. Is that it's not meant to be realistic. That's not the point of the armor. The point of the armor is to look attractive. That is the point. You know, it's much the same reason why many kings in real life wore the things that they wore. Why was purple a popular color for kings way back when? Was it the Phoenicians or whatever? Because it was one of the most expensive dyes to get. You couldn't get purple dye if you didn't have a ton of money. And so because it required so much money to get the purple dye, royalty would use purple dye because it showed how much money they had. And it was all about appearances, aesthetics, looking good. And that's what a lot of the world is about right now. I mean, fashion, movies, comic books, video games, TV shows, the way people dress, makeup, clothing and everything. It's all about looking good, looking attractive. Even if you're just looking attractive for yourself. A lot of Japanese women, it's called oshare. They just get together wear fancy, nice clothing and go around town. You might go out to grab a cup of tea, go out to get something to eat, a little thing. And they're basically just showing it off, like being like, look at me, I've got my hair extensions and my makeup on, I've got my really attractive mini skirt and blouse and all this other stuff, and you know, they just want to show it off and be attractive. And they don't even necessarily have the intent necessarily of finding a guy. They're just out there looking good for themselves and to have fun. And, you know, there's people like Anita Sarkeesian that pretend, either don't or pretend not. I'm sure she's pretending not to understand this concept, that it's okay to do that. So the same thing in video games. If you're making the argument, oh, they shouldn't have it because it's not realistic, well, that... How do I get this to come down? I don't understand. Like, what am I missing? Why am I going in circles? I know, like, there's some obvious pathway to go to get over there that I'm just totally oblivious to. But I just keep going in circles because, you know, I'm apparently blind. Actually, hang on. No. That comes this way. That leads to nowhere. This is probably one of those things where the pathway's like right dead set in front of me and I'm just like completely oblivious to it. You guys are probably going nuts thinking, oh my gosh, Fox, how can you not see it? It's right there. You passed it 10 times. Just, oh, Fox, you're driving me nuts. That's what some of you are thinking, I know. Is there a secondary path this way? I don't think there is. I think that leads straight to the boss encounter. Can you parry this guy? I don't know. But I'm not going to try that again. That's the one frustrating thing is, though, I mean, practicing parries in this game, it's like... Excuse me. I understand why they made many attacks unparryable or that could not be parried, but here's the problem. They don't tell you this. So how do you know that it can't be parried versus that you're just messing it up? Like, you're going to keep trying to parry, and if you keep failing, you might think, oh, well, I missed the timing, so I'll try again. Oh, I missed the timing again, so I'll try again. Little do you realize, no, that can't be parried at all, period. There is no parry timing on it. It cannot be parried. But how do you know that? How are you supposed to know that? And obviously you can't know that unless, what, you just sit there and try endlessly? And even if you try 30, 40 times in a row, there's always that thought in the back of your mind, if the game is brand new at least, if you don't research it, it's like, well, maybe I just keep messing the timing up. Maybe this can be parried, I'm just really bad at it. Is this the... See, I just keep going around in circles. I'm gonna have to actually look this up, how to get there, because I clearly just keep going in circles over and over and over again. I do feel like some areas of this game, and maybe it's just me a little bit more than anything else, but some areas of this game are just like, I think unintentionally maze-like in that there are places you can go, but it's almost as if they tried to hide it. And I don't even think they did try to hide it. They just, the way they built it, it's so easy to pass by something and not notice it. Like, if you go down in Firelink Shrine to Anastasia, whatever her name is, the Firekeeper, it's so easy to miss the fact that there's a little tiny set of stairs to keep going down right there. It is really easy to miss. And I don't think they meant for it to be easy to miss. Did I just come right back to the same spot I did, didn't I? I don't get it, guys. I've done this before. I think I've done this in my last time I tried to play through the game. I've done this on live on stream countless times. Just get totally turned around here. I end up wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out where to go. Like, where am I going? Where's the path? I know there's two pathways, I just can't find it. And I don't feel like this is all me. I feel like this is the level design not being very good. Hi there. Sitting up? Or phasing into the ground? The other thing, too, is I think they relied... and even in Dark Souls to a certain extent, they relied too heavily on bottomless pits, because, I mean, just look at that right there. I mean, like, there's a constructed base, which looks like some part of a castle, that leads to a bottomless pit. I'm like, okay, like, who constructed that? And how did they construct it to go into... And it doesn't even go bottomlessly, like, you see where it ends. It ends into nothingness, which, of course, breaks the immersion. It's obviously a failure in design. It doesn't even like fade into a foggy area where you stop seeing, like you literally see like it just ends right there. It's just floating. It's just floating. But it's supposed to be supported. Yeah, I'm just totally lost here. I know there's a way, I'm not finding it. I mean, I guess what I could do is another strategy, if you just keep getting turned around, is to find a wall and hug it and follow it all the way until it dead ends. Okay, so come up here. And there's a... Okay, hang on. Let's immediately turn right here and go over this ladder, or this bridge. Nope, see? This leads over there. There's a bridge right there. We're gonna end this episode with me wandering aimlessly. Okay, let's see if maybe it's up in here. Maybe there's a pathway that branches off up in here. I don't think so. I think this is just straight to the chariot boss. It's really hard to aim those when they're moving. Let's see. Let's get that guy right there. See if we can hit him in the head. How about that? Whoa! That went further than I thought it was going to go. Boom! 109. Not bad, considering it's fully on-upgraded short bow. And our dexterity really isn't that high. That was weird. His first attack totally missed me, and it would have missed me even had I not moved. That's weird. I mean, I guess the AI planned an attack that completely missed me without any effort on my part, so he just totally failed to hit me in every possible way. And I also know there's like a whip weapon around here. I don't know if I picked it up yet. Nope, that just goes back to that area. Yeah, see, so this doesn't lead anywhere. I know there's a platform, or there's like a cave you can go into and travel around here, but I'm really not sure where it is. You can tell how long it's been since I played, but then again, I even got kind of confused when I went through here back when I was more familiar with the game, when I was still actively playing it. Will I die if I jump down here? Let's find out. Nope. But we're back at the start. Well, guys, we are nearing the end of this. Didn't make a lot of progress. Yeah, the chariot boss, the horse encounter, one thing that's always bothered me in this game is the rate at which stuff will just turn as if it's on top of a turntable. It looks so silly. It looks so artificial. The way it just completely turns to match your movement one-to-one as you try to circle around, as you try to strafe. It doesn't even have to move its legs at all. It just turns, like literally like it's on top of a turntable platform, one-to-one compared to your movement. And then it'll continue to do its other animations, despite the fact that it's just sort of turning without moving its legs or anything else. It just turns. Where does this lead straight back? Maybe I'm looking at the same bridge, or maybe I'm looking at the bridge that I need to cross and not realizing it's the bridge I need to cross. Nope, that's not it. I really don't know. Let's see. I think when I jump down in there and go inside that little cave area there, I think it just comes right back out. I don't think it leads anywhere. I know that there's a lever around here, but I already used the lever, didn't I? Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I thought I'd already pulled that lever. Wow. Unbelievable. That was it. I swore I already pulled that lever. Okay, well, whatever. Unbelievable. I even passed that lever numerous times thinking I'd already... What was that? Oh, okay. Thinking I'd already pulled it. Wow. Okay, well. This is a very natural, organic playthrough. Now you guys know I don't plan this stuff in advance. That's so frustrating to see a bonfire there. It's locked. Yeah, you suck, dude. Alright, good place to stop, even though we can't actually sit at the bonfire. But hey, at least now we know where to go. We're at 45 minutes on the dot, guys. Thanks for joining me. This has been episode number 9. If you liked the video, subscribe, click the like button or dislike, whatever one works for you. Whichever one floats your boat. Make sure to leave a comment below. Ask me any questions you want. I do read them all. You can follow me on Twitter. I love talking about video games and related stuff on Twitter. I also do some cosplay pick retweets, so just be aware of that. They're all, PG-13 or better. And then, of course, I've got my main channel, FoxeoGames. All the links are in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Later, everybody.